French garlic soup, one of the best soups I have ever made in my life. And I have to tell you right now, this recipe really hits hard, especially if you're not feeling too good or you just want to boost up your health or whatever you want. Something warm on a cold day or it's rainy outside. This is a recipe. So let's go ahead and let's make this shit.
So garlic soup, amazing recipe. You wanna, I don't know, it could be good for your health. It could be good to ward off vampires. It could be just a soup that you wanna enjoy because you love garlic as much as I love garlic, which I intensely love garlic. This is a delicious soup and we're gonna be making it today. The weather's crazy out here in Pittsburgh, of course, because this is one of the only places where you can get all 4 seasons in one freaking day. So, gonna be making it and hopefully it'll help me out because last night I got in a shitload of trouble for, well, let's just say I forgot to do the dishes after dinner last night. So I'm in the doghouse and the only way to ensure that my blood isn't sucked by my wife today is, well, to make this dish. Because she's Romanian. I'm just saying, I'll be here all night. Thank you. You're all too kind. Okay, so garlic soup. Let's make this shit.
All right, we're going to start off with a ton of garlic, and I'm using at least like 10, 12 bulbs here. If you have one that's got some green growth out of it, you can go ahead and set that aside, put it in your garden to go ahead and grow some garlic of your own. And we're just going to break these apart, drop them in a pot, any receptacle of your choice, but a metal pot because I want to peel all of these very fast. So I'll put them in here and I'll put the lid on and shake the crap out of this to go ahead and peel these very fast. With all this shaking, I have to say there's one thing about garlic that we all know, and it is...
Get some people going! So you gotta get through here. Some of them get pretty damn well peeled, some of them not, so you kind of gotta go through them. And we'll have to cut off the woody bits as well. It does take time, but not as much time as if you peeled every single individual one of these yourself. It's a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it. I think if I had a genie right now, or I could have a wish, and they were like, well, Tyrone, what do you want for your wish? What do you want for your 3 wishes? I'd probably be like, just make me peel garlic, onions, and potatoes really, really fast. But you don't want immortality. You don't want to be, maybe really fast or have immortality or super strength. No, just want to peel garlic really fucking fast. That's it. Fast.
All right, on some foil, I'm going to go ahead and add some of the garlic, about a handful of it, and I'm going to take off the wood bits and then add some oil. I have my oven at 350, wrap it up, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven so I can roast this garlic and add it later in the recipe. And then I have 1 whole yellow onion here, which I'm going to slice very thinly. Next, I'm going to wash 2 leeks. Now, leeks are very, 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 very dirty. So, I have 2 methods that I use for washing leeks, and I'm showing you both of them. Going through each stem, or you can do the other method, which is to slice it all up, which it's going to need to be sliced anyways, and then put it in a colander and then rinse it thoroughly. I actually like to do both methods just to be extra thorough and make sure everything is clean. But just nice slices. You don't have to make them all fancy in the same shape. And then just rinse them out really, really good because you'll see a lot of dirt in these guys. All right, once they're all done, I'm going to go ahead and dry them off because they are going to go into a hot pot with oil. I'm going to be using a Dutch oven today. So get them as dry as possible before they go into there. And so I have my Dutch oven here with some oil in it, using a little bit of avocado oil. And I'm going to start just sweating the leeks down. We're not going for like a hard sear or anything like that. Just sweat them down. You can add in a little bit more oil if you want to. And I always use avocado if you're interested. It's always what I use, unless sometimes I'll use olive oil. Give them a nice mix and yeah, let these reduce. And then we'll go ahead and add in our potatoes. So we're going to drop in our potatoes. And no, I do have a few other potatoes I'm going to start boiling soon as a thickening agent for this soup. Next, we're going to go ahead and drop in our onions, give it a quick stir for a little bit, let that sweat down a little bit, and then we're going to add in all of the rest of our garlic. Not our roasted garlic yet, but all the rest of our garlic. After some time, our soup base is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything from that Dutch oven and I'm going to drop it into a blender. And I'm going to give this a really nice blend. Into the blender, I will add about 4 cups of chicken stock before I start the blending process to help this work through. Once blended, I will then go ahead and add in our roasted garlic. Look how beautiful that looks, and give it another blend. Now we want to make it a little bit fancy, and how do we do that? We add some croutons. Homemade, if you can do it. If you don't want to do it, grab the store-bought. It's perfectly fine. So from a loaf of bread, I'm going to go ahead and basically cut the bread into cubes. Then I'm going to add in quite a bit of olive oil once I lay it all out onto a tray. And I'm also going to add in some parsley that I'm going to sprinkle on top of it. The oven is set at 350, and with croutons, you really got to watch them in the oven because it's really easy to burn them very fast. All right, now going back to our soup, I'm going to go ahead and deglaze all that awesome stuff at the bottom of the Dutch oven. I'm going to use some water, or you can use some chicken stock. In this case, I'm using chicken stock to help deglaze it. And I'm just going to scrape it all from the bottom, get all that fond off of there. Then I'm going to come through and drop in all of our ingredients from the blender, so that nice puree there. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And this is at medium heat, by the way. And I'm going to go ahead and drop all of that in. You can add more chicken stock if you want to add more chicken stock. I did. I added another 4 cups just to give it more of a body to it. And then just give it a nice stir. Bring it to a boil, then put it at a simmer if you want. But it's heating up pretty well. And then I'm going to add in some more ingredients, which is going to be some kosher salt and black pepper, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of each. But always, this is always to taste. Everyone's taste buds are different. So I usually lean on 2 to 3 tablespoons. And then any of my guests can always add more later. Then I'm going to use a couple cups of some heavy cream. And then I'm going to also add in about 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. And then we're going to come through with a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I leaned on 1 tablespoon, but if you want more mustard, go for more mustard. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in some thyme, so some dry thyme, about a tablespoon of that. And then I'm going to come through with some oregano. I always use Mexican oregano. I find it more fragrant. Tablespoon of that. And then just give this a nice mix. And yeah, we're not done just yet, though. Here's the thing. Remember, I talked to you about those potatoes I was boiling on the side? Well, there they are. And I'm going to go ahead and take these, blend them up, and that is going to help thicken up this soup. I'll add it back into the Dutch oven, and that'll make everything nice and thick. While the soup is on a simmer, I'm going to go ahead and shred up some cheese. I've got some black truffle Gruyere, cheddar Gruyere, and I've got some Gouda. And then I'm going to go ahead and just grate both of these. You don't have to go crazy like I did here. You can just go with some, hey, just some cheddar cheese, some sharp cheddar, whatever you want. But that's what I chose to use today. So I was grating this cheese, and I kind of felt like somebody was watching me. Just like that song, you know, I always feel like somebody's watching me from Rockwell. Yeah, I was being watched. And here's the thing. So I look up, and then who's there sitting nice and pretty? Athena, waiting for a treat. And then, not just her, I also had Mr. Zeus as well. He was waiting for a treat. They got one, not the cheese, but they got a nice dog treat from this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and load up some croquettes here, and I'm just going to put a bunch of the soup in them. I've got the oven on a low broil, because I want to finish these off kind of like French onion soup in a way. So I'm going to go ahead and load each one of the croquettes up with the soup base, and then I will start adding on the croutons, well, cheese first, and then the croutons, and then add more cheese on top. And put them in. It'll take a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, but keep an eye out for it too. And we're ready to eat, people, after this. And there we are. So it's all done. And I gotta say, this recipe was so awesome. I'm gonna top it off with some nice curly parsley. It's my favorite type of parsley. And yeah, this was so damn good.
All right, and we are done. This looks so damn good. It's kind of like French onion soup, but it is garlic soup. And I'm gonna go ahead and try this. So here we go. Wow, all that cheese, look at that. That is damn good. That is damn good. Okay, so, hey, if you're new to this channel, I would love if you liked, subscribed, and if you're not new, thank you so much for subscribing and watching these videos, and definitely share it out. Share it to your family members, friends, whatever, and yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna eat this shit, so I'm out. Cheers.